Hey, welcome back to Randy and Holly's Funhouse. A little update for you today. Yesterday, we got this central beam in. This is the new central beam. Take the load off of this one, because this is actually bowed and twisted. So we got a new one here, and we went every 12 inches with the lag bolts for stiffening. Instead of over here, we spaced it out a little more. But given this is the true center, want a little bit more support here. Came up with a solution while we were almost punching our way through the floor. We were jacking this beam into place on this end, and Tom was kind of holding it up while I was jacking, and all of a sudden he said the floor was giving out. So we had to stop and reassess. Turns out that underneath the floor there was a joist, there was this much space on the supporting beam. So we had to go down and shim that so we could get some more structure and finish jacking this up. But here's the solution they came up with. I ended up blocking this with a 2x6 piece and acting kind of like what a normal support beam would be, but it would run continuous. Here I just did it with blocking so I could put this joist hanger in. And we were able to get this up and nail it into place so it acts as a replacement for the lintel. And that should hold really well. This is a little bit of a discovery that happened along with the floor almost caving in. We noticed that as we were correcting the studs and the framing on this side of the house, that the dip on the other side became more pronounced. It didn't move, there was no shifting or noise. It's just that when you raise one side and level it the other, and the other's already tilted, it becomes more obvious. Part of that tilt, though, is right here under this support beam. You can see they split the lintel, and here's a 2x4, which is not very good. And over here they at least have two 2x4s stacked, but still not really good enough. Here they had a 4x6. This is the old beam, which they decided to notch because they wanted to raise the door height. When they notched that, they weakened it, created another sag up above. We've talked about that. And then they stopped it right here. So what happens is this starts to sag, obviously, but also this central wall. My friend visited this morning. He's an architect. He's helping give me some advice here and there on the structural stuff, and it's good to have friends. He said this central wall can shift, and it handles a lot of diagonal forces as well. So what we're going to do to solve that and kind of stiffen the whole house up and give the center some more support is we're going to, that's why I'm demoing the rest of this right now. As you can see, we're going to stiffen that with some 3/4 inch plywood, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, end to end. And then we can drywall over that, but that will act as a giant stiffener. And kind of a low cost way to do it, because we don't have, can't be dumping tons of money into engineering and all this stuff. So now, yesterday, this is the result of the Bondo. It's a little weather sealed right now. The window was supposed to be delivered and it didn't show up. So you can see I put the wood stiffener in to harden up that rotten wood, and then put in the Bondo wood filler over it. Got high as a kite. Yeah, maybe I still am. High as a kite mixing that stuff, but who doesn't like a little happy time when you live in the fun house? Anyway, here's where we're at. Currently jacking this header into place, and we have to try to take some of this sag out. You can see where somebody put a block in over a 66-inch opening in the side of the house. That's not good. And you can see the space is greater here than here, and the reason for that is this window wasn't framed properly, just like the other ones, so it sagged. And we got to jack up a header into place. I'm using 2x4s that I ripped to 2 to 3 inches because I can't get that space in there with the size of the window and everything. So I put construction screws, 2 of them every foot, just to give the thing a little bit more rigidity. It's not perfect, but it'll be better than it was. And the king studs are in on the sides, and we're just as soon as we jack this header into place, I'll put in the supporting studs for that, start lagging those in, and build the footer and the cripple joints. Hopefully the window arrives today because the thunderstorms are coming. That's where we're at. Have a good one.